Nobody expected the old billionaire, Mr. Winston, to leave everything to a nurse named Emily. His 3 children, Jack, Susan, and Kevin, were shocked when they heard the news. "What does she have that we don't?" Jack said angrily. "We've been his family for years." The children couldn't believe it. "She must have tricked him," Susan whispered to Kevin. "We need to find proof that she's lying." Kevin agreed. They hired a private investigator to look into Emily's past, but there was nothing suspicious. "I still don't trust her," Kevin said. "She must have done something." Days later, a lawyer showed them the new will. "It's real. Your father wanted to leave everything to Emily because she cared for him when none of you did." "That's not true. We visited him every week." But the lawyer only shook his head. "Your father was lonely. He felt betrayed by you." Then Emily walked in. "I have something to show you," she said quietly. She handed them a letter from Mr. Winston. "I know you don't trust me," she read aloud, "but I trust you will do good with my fortune." The children went silent. They realized Mr. Winston had left everything to Emily because she was the only one who truly cared for him. While Emily was calm, the children were bitter and angry. "You'll never get away with this." But Emily just smiled softly, knowing she had already won. "Everything is decided," a woman's parents often said. "You can't change what will happen." The woman thought this was true, so she never tried to change anything. One morning, the woman waited at a crosswalk. Suddenly, a boy ran into the street. A car came speeding toward him. The boy jumped back just in time. The woman's heart raced. If fate controls everything, why did the boy need to look out for himself? That question stayed in her mind. After work, she saw her neighbor crying, who had lost her job. "If I had tried harder, maybe this wouldn't have happened." The woman started to wonder, does fate decide everything, or do choices matter too? One rainy night, the woman saw someone step into the road. A car was coming fast. She could stay still and trust fate, or she could act. When the car almost hit the man, she ran and pulled the person to safety. Lena still believed in fate, but now she saw it differently. Fate sets the stage, but we write our lines. Every time she crossed the street, she looked both ways. Fate might guide her, but she knew her choices mattered too. A father drove his car straight at a police officer. After watching footage of his son being killed, the father was broken. His boy had been shot by police just one day before. The officer said the teen had a gun, but the video was blurry and unclear. That morning, the father sat with lawyers watching the body camera footage. He became so upset he couldn't finish watching. His heart was shattered seeing his only son die. He left the meeting alone in his car. Hours later, a deputy was directing traffic at a university graduation. Without warning, a car lined up, accelerated, and hit him hard. The deputy died instantly. It was the father behind the wheel. Police arrested him immediately. In court, the room filled with dozens of officers as he faced charges of aggravated murder. The judge ordered him held without bail. 2 families now suffer unimaginable pain. One lost a son, the other lost a father in uniform. If you believe violence is never the answer, drop a heart and subscribe. A man was a retired soldier who lived in a small town. He loved his daughter but didn't know how to show it. He wanted her to have a stable future, so he often told her to focus on practical things like studying business. But his daughter dreamed of being a violinist. One evening, after the man criticized her for wasting time on music, the daughter shouted, "At least I'm not afraid to chase my dreams." Her words hit him like a punch. The man felt angry but also hurt. Instead of responding, he turned away. From that day, he kept his distance. One night, the daughter was in a car accident on her way home from a school event. When the man rushed to the hospital, the sight of her in a hospital bed made his chest tighten, but he didn't know what to say, so he stayed quiet. Late that night, his wife confronted him. "Why are you like this? She's your daughter." The man hesitated, then whispered, "She reminds me of my brother. Before he went to war, we fought. I never got to make it right. What if I lose her too?" His wife softened, "But she's here now. You don't have to lose her." The next morning, the man sat by his daughter's bed. "I'm sorry," he said. "I've been hard on you because I care. I just didn't know how to say it." His daughter's eyes filled with tears. "I care about you too, Dad." This girl's parents died when she was 5. Her grandmother took her in but made her sleep in the cold basement. Every morning, she'd wake up to do all the housework while her grandmother sat upstairs watching TV. When neighbors visited, her grandmother would lock her in the basement. "If you tell anyone about this, I'll send you to the streets." The girl prayed every night, "God, why don't you help me? Why am I suffering?" Years passed. She grew up and moved far away, never looking back. One day, a social worker called. "Your grandmother is very sick. She's asking for you." The girl hung up angrily. "I don't care. She hurt me for years." But something inside her heart kept bothering her. Finally, she returned home. Her grandmother was lying weak in bed. "Why were you so mean to me? Your parents left you with so much debt. I sold everything I had to keep you fed. I was scared if people knew how poor we were, they'd take you away from me." The girl's anger melted into tears. "I never knew Grandma." For weeks, she cared for her grandmother, reading her stories and holding her hand. One morning, she found a letter on the nightstand. "My dear child, I loved you but didn't know how to show it. Thank you for coming back. Now I can rest in peace. Drop a heart if you believe God works through forgiveness." A woman woman sat in the car, watching her son drive. She wanted to let him take charge, but every time she couldn't help herself. That way, the car missed the turn. You're not paying attention, but you didn't say left or right. The woman felt a knot tighten in her chest. You never focus. I'm not a mind reader. And in the heat of the moment, the woman swatted the back of his head. The car swerved and her son hit the brakes hard. Get out, the woman froze. Her little one started to cry in the back seat. She grabbed him and stepped out. As her son drove away, she felt a mix of anger and regret. Had she gone too far? The memories came rushing back. Her own mother, strict and controlling, using discipline as a way to mask fear and insecurity. Am I becoming her? Have I been so focused on control that I've forgotten to listen? As they walked along the road, a car sped past, too close for comfort. Mom clutched her younger son tightly, her heart racing. What if something happened to us? When her older son returned, she got in quietly. The rest of the ride was silent. That evening, she knocked on her son's door. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have slapped you. I just worry about you so much. I get it, Mom, but you need to trust me. A shy boy sat alone during lunch when a popular girl walked over with her friends. She knocked his sandwich to the floor and laughed. Oops, Butterfingers. The boy quietly picked up his food. It's okay, accidents happen. Accident? I did it on purpose, church boy. You think praying will save you? Her friends giggled as she poured juice on his homework. The boy didn't fight back. He just whispered a quiet prayer. Stop mumbling to your imaginary friend. She ripped his Bible and threw it in the trash. The boy's eyes filled with tears, but he stayed calm. God loves you too. This made her angrier. Your God can't even afford you decent clothes. The teacher saw the boy on the ground and assumed he started it. Both of you. Principal's office now. In the hallway, the girl bragged. I always win because my dad donates money to this school. But the principal's door was open and he heard everything. When they entered, he said sternly, Young lady, I heard what you just said. After reviewing the security cameras, she was suspended immediately. The principal handed the boy his torn Bible. Son, your faith kept you strong when others would have fought back. That's real courage. My mom says God has a plan for everything. Even bullies? Even bullies. They need love most of all. Comment yes if faith gives you strength. On a rainy afternoon, a girl worked quietly in a small cafe. The rain outside matched her tired mood, and the customers looked just as gloomy. A man in a gray coat entered, looking sad and lost. He ordered a black coffee and sat by the window. The girl noticed him staring at a crumpled piece of paper before sighing deeply. Curious, she brought him his coffee. Rainy days can feel extra hard, can't they? The man nodded. Yeah, I lost my job and just broke up with my girlfriend. Everything feels hopeless. The girl felt a pang of sympathy. Normally, she would have returned to her work, but she remembered something her grandmother always said. When you can't find the sunshine, be the sunshine. She went to the kitchen, picked a slice of strawberry cake, and carefully placed it on a plate. Here, something sweet for a rainy day. It's on the house. The man looked surprised, but he smiled after the first bite. Thank you. A few days later, he returned with a bouquet of daisies. Your kindness reminded me that life still has good moments. A little sunshine, even on the gloomiest day, can make all the difference. A boy loved asking questions, but his teacher never had the answers he wanted. The boy was curious about everything. Why do stars twinkle? Can worms grow in water? What happens if we mix soda with milk? He would ask in class. His teacher, Mrs. Harper, frowned each time. Stop asking silly questions and follow the lesson. The other kids laughed, and the boy's cheeks turned red. At home, the boy tried experiments on his own. He mixed vinegar and soap, and it bubbled over, spilling on the floor. Stop making a mess. The boy felt hurt. No one liked his questions or experiments. He decided to stop asking and just listen quietly. One day, during a science lesson, the boy couldn't help himself. He raised his hand and asked, what if plants could grow in soda instead of water? Mrs. Harper sighed loudly. Enough with these ideas. Not everything needs a question. The boy's heart sank. But how can we learn if we don't ask? The room went silent. Mrs. Harper looked at the boy and saw his hurt expression. She thought about his words and realized she had been wrong. The next day, Mrs. Harper brought soda and seeds to class. Let's try Billy's experiment, she said with a smile. The boy beamed, and soon the whole class was excited about asking their own questions. Curiosity was a gift, and never to stop asking. One cold evening, George, a retired teacher, was walking home from the library. Suddenly, a young man pushed him to the ground and stole his bag. As the thief ran away, something shiny fell to the ground. It was a bracelet with a key on it. He picked it up. George was angry and sad. As a lifelong educator, he had always believed in the potential for change, even in troubled youth. But now, he couldn't help but question, can people really change? One day at the community center, George saw the thief. His name was Jackson, a 19-year-old doing community service for his crime. Jackson froze when he saw George. I'm sorry. That night, George couldn't sleep. The image of Jackson's ashamed, frightened face replayed in his mind. He didn't look like a hardened criminal, but more like a lost boy. But 1 week later, a fire broke out at the library. A little boy was trapped inside. Jackson ran into the flames. He carried the boy out, coughing and covered in soot. George watched. Why did you do that? Because I couldn't live with myself. myself after what I did to you. I've made too many mistakes. I wanted to do something right for once. George handed Jackson the bracelet. Come to my book club. It's never too late to change. The girl's heart dropped the second she stepped into her bedroom. Her bookshelf looked disturbed. A sinking feeling hit her gut as she took a slow, hesitant step forward. Then she saw pages scattered across the floor, ink smeared like someone had stomped on it, and her brand new limited edition novel, the one she had saved for months to buy, completely ruined. Oh, you're back early. The girl whipped around to see her cousin standing in the doorway, arms crossed, no trace of guilt on her face. The girl had always been careful with her books. She had trusted her cousin before, lending her a few, but that trust shattered when the cousin returned them damaged. After that, no more borrowing, but the cousin had let that resentment fester. Why? Maybe you shouldn't be so selfish. Then the girl's mother stormed in. Her gaze darted to the destroyed books. What did you do? The cousin's mom arrived minutes later, but instead of an apology, she scoffed. They're just books. She can buy new ones. This isn't about books. It's about respect. And for the first time, the cousin's smug confidence faltered. She had expected to get away with it. She was wrong. Actions have consequences, and this time she would face them. One morning, a man woke up early to make breakfast for his young son. He saw his wife sitting at the table, smiling brightly. I want to stop working for 5 years and enjoy life. I'll travel, shop, and do all the things I've always dreamed of. What about the bills? You can handle them. You already pay for most of our son's expenses. Maybe work overtime if you need to. He thought about how hard he worked every day, balancing his job and family responsibilities. He paid most of the bills and still managed to keep things steady. She would spend her savings on fun while leaving him to cover everything. He felt trapped and unappreciated. One night, his wife's car had broken down on a mountain road. Can you come get me? When he arrived, she was shivering by the roadside. On the drive home, while I waited for you, I thought about everything. You've been carrying so much for our family. I never stopped to see how hard it's been for you. I want you to enjoy life, but we need to share the load. We're partners, not two separate people living apart. You're right. Let's figure out a plan that works for both of us. From that night, they talked more openly. Family isn't just about love. It's about teamwork, too.